Imagine digging through city sewers, not for crime evidence or engineering work, but to hunt for radioactive carbon hidden inside human waste. It sounds insane, but that's exactly what American chemist Willard Libby did in the mid-1940s. And that reckless-looking idea led to one of the most powerful scientific tools ever created. Libby believed something bold. If carbon-14, a radioactive version of carbon, truly existed in nature, it had to pass through living things and eventually end up in sewage. Finding it there would prove that every plant, animal and human carries this radioactive fingerprint while alive and slowly loses it after death. Libby knew other scientists only detected carbon-14 inside controlled lab tests. Nobody had confirmed that this radioactive carbon existed out in the real world, cycling through nature. So Libby went underground, literally, and searched the methane gas rising from Baltimore's sewers. And there it was, carbon-14, produced high in the atmosphere when cosmic rays strike nitrogen atoms, creating radioactive carbon dioxide. Plants absorb it. Animals eat those plants. Humans eat both. While we're alive, we constantly take in carbon-14. When we die, the intake stops, and the radioactive decay begins like a ticking clock. That clock became the foundation of radiocarbon dating. Libby kept his work quiet at first. He once said, "You can't just walk out and tell people cosmic rays can write human history." The idea was too wild, too new, so he worked in secret until he had proof. By the time he revealed his results, he had cracked something enormous. In 1960, he won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. What radiocarbon dating made possible. Once scientists understood how carbon-14 decays, the world's timeline opened up. They could suddenly measure the age of anything once alive, up to 50,000 years old. Older than that, the carbon-14 becomes too faint to detect. And with that single technique, archaeologists confirmed that a skeleton found in Wales, long believed to be just 2,000 years old, was actually 33,000 plus years old, the oldest known burial in Britain. A decades-long missing person case in America was solved when carbon-14 proved the time frame of undiscovered human remains. DNA later confirmed the identity. Investigators cracked global ivory smuggling networks. By measuring carbon-14 in ivory, they could determine whether an elephant was killed before or after the 1989 ban, exposing traffickers' lies. Climate researchers used radiocarbon signatures to track how ancient glaciers formed, how ecosystems shifted, and how human emissions are altering the atmosphere. These findings contributed to the data powering the IPCC, the same body that shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Al Gore in 2007. Radiocarbon dating didn't just solve historical mysteries. It reshaped archaeology, crime forensics, wildlife protection, and climate science. All because one scientist had the nerve to dig into a sewer looking for radioactive carbon in human waste.